So why should I go to Francisco's Automotive Repair if I need help on electrical or air conditioning and I live in the city of Huntington Beach? I got 50 choices. Why do I want to go to Francisco's Automotive Repair? Let me give you multiple reasons, okay? First, let me show you my garden. I love my garden. Gives me a lot of peace. I'm here sometimes from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. That gives me a lot of peace. Now, I'm going to show you my shop, and I'm going to show you some of my equipment. I'm going to show you some of the cars that we're working on, and I'm going to give you multiple reasons why you should go to Francisco's Automotive Repair. You know, you got electrical. Electrical is it's complicated, but it's easy. It's easy for us because we do it every day. We've been doing it since the 80s. When I hire a guy, if he doesn't know electrical, I send him to a 3-year course for electrical. And that's automatic for us. I have a fear that I train a guy, and it's overcome by a bigger fear that I don't train him and he stays. So all my guys are trained. And if they go, well, at least I built a good mechanic. Now, when we do electrical, if you look here, we're in the middle of doing an electrical job that somebody else butchered up. And if you look at some of my wiring here, just the wire you need to do a job, wire loom. A lot of shops don't have this, but this makes the job easier for us. We have the proper, we have the connectors, we have the equipment, and you don't have, and not one size fits all either. There's the proper wire, the proper coloring, everything. Very, very, very important when you're doing an electrical job. This is an electrical job combined. It's a drivability, but it's got a fuel pressure gauge, and the fuel pressure gauge is to tell me if I'm losing fuel pressure. Now, on something like this, if you come in and you have an electrical problem combined with a fuel pressure problem. Are we losing fuel pressure? Why are we losing fuel pressure? Multiple sensors. We got cars nowadays that drive themselves, park themselves. You can start the car when you're in the house and warm it up, cool it off. Doors open automatically, doors close automatically. But there's sensors for everything. When you turn a corner, the car stays on the ground. What do you think makes it stay on the ground? Multiple sensors talking to the computer, updates by the manufacturer. Oop, we built this wrong, let's change it. Whoops, we built this wrong, let's change it. Not only are you qualified to have the information, but are you qualified to update the computers? We are. And part of the reason that I'm telling you that is, not only do you refresh a computer, do you have the knowledge, do you have the equipment, but like even this is a $1,000 battery charger, Snap-on. Ridiculous. Why should you buy a $1,000 battery charger? You can use a $300 battery charger. This stabilizes the voltage in the computer, and the voltage, so that the computer always wants to see 14 volts, whatever it is. If it changes a little bit, you mess up the programming. That's why you need a $1,000 computer now. You have scanners. This is a breakout box. This is what I used to use back in the 80s. I put this between the computer and the harness, and I used to back probe to see what sensor was bad. It took me 2 hours to hook it up. Then they came up with this scanner. This is a Ford scanner. It got better, easier. And then we went to laptop, which is a lot easier to hook up, easier to get the information. But they got more information, harder. They got sensors. They got a sensor that tells a sensor to tell a sensor if something is wrong. And I'm not lying. They got an oil pressure sensor that tells a temperature sensor that tells a sensor of the fuel injection to adjust. You got 4-wire oxygen sensors. You got 4 oxygen sensors. You got stuff that's incredible. Even look at it. This is my good old Fluke. This is probably, when I bought it, was maybe $300-400. Now, my shop foreman comes to me, we do hybrid. You got to buy this $700 Fluke because it's for hybrids and it does higher voltage or whatever it is. So here it is. You have to have the equipment. Let me show you a job that we're working. This is a smoke machine to find intake leaks. Now let me show you, coming in here. This would scare most people to death. As a matter of fact, a lot of shops send me this work. And if they're smart and you don't know how to do a job like this, you don't take it. You let somebody else do it. You let me do it. So, you have any questions, you give us a call. My name is Francisco, 714-375-2661. Again, if you live in the city of Huntington Beach and you need help with electrical, give me a call.